What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, here to give you my review of Doctor Strange. Yes, after this, we're basically done with all the 2016, and then we move on to the three 2017s, and we're done. That's insane. But let's talk about Doctor Strange now. Doctor Strange has just been a pretty awesome character. I grew up reading his comics, but I didn't really think that he was really necessary for a movie. He could have easily been just a character on the side, kind of like a Hawkeye or a Black Widow. But then again, I don't know how invested people would be with the guy. So they were willing to throw in him the shtick and give him a movie. Directed by Scott Derrickson, which I think was a great choice as far as like the visual effects that they needed. But as far as like really trying to figure out what to tell with the origin story, it is a hard movie to do. Especially because I know how he got his powers. Basically, he hurt his hand. He was driving unsafely and he broke his hands, so he can't use them anymore, which sucks because he's like the best doctor in the world, who's also pretty cocky to say the least. So there's that. But then eventually he talks to a friend of his, or not really friend of his, but like a guy who like broke his legs, but he got fixed after he went to see this particular doctor, or as we thought was a doctor. It happens to be the ancient one, of course, but he goes all the way to meet up with the ancient one and Mordo, and basically do try to fix his hands, and and while he's also learning how to like be a sorcerer and stuff. And this movie is a lot of fun. It's definitely really, with a Marvel Universe movie, you can't really go wrong with these movies. But after a while, you could tell the origin story start feeling the same. But this one, the twist is, of course, magic, bringing the realm of magic and wizards and stuff like that into the mix, which was a huge upgrade from your typical origin story, which is why my favorite action scenes were in this movie. When it was like all these evil sorcerers versus the ancient one and stuff like that. My favorite character of this whole movie was Wong. Um, he was like a ton of fun. He was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed his character a lot. So it was pretty cool to see like his kind of character, and throughout his training, he's trying to figure out how to do all these powers and do all these things, and then the ancient one sends him to the snow, where he's like, all right, if you either die or you get out of it, which was fucking insane. So basically, he does it, and that's how he slowly learns how to use his powers. He still is not the best at fighting, obviously, but then like throughout the movie, this movie is really bad paced. It really is. That's the biggest problem I could say with this movie. You start from, he breaks his hand, he sucks at what he's doing, and then he's better and better at like really fast. But overall, it was just yeah, that like really does take me out of it. Just like the fact that he learns everything too fast. Like, even like, I know that he's like smart and everything, but even to that extent, it was like too much. And then the fact that he becomes the chosen one by like the cape, which I actually thought wasn't that bad. I actually think like, okay, the cape saw something in Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange, so I let that one slide. But these villains were really bad. Mads Mikkelsen looks like a bad guy, but damn, these guys fucking sucked. Yeah, so basically, after the death of the Ancient One, Doctor Strange takes over, which is kind of random, and it makes sense why Mordo wants to turn evil at the end, when he says that there's too many sorcerers, and he takes the powers of Benjamin Pratt's character. So I understand how that works. And yeah, like I said, the visuals of this movie are fucking amazing. Just that battle, like in the city in London where it looks like freaking Inception. That is just breathtaking. It was just one of the coolest fights I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. And then also we get introduced to the Time Stone. Yes, the second to last Infinity Stone we have yet to see. And out of all the Time Stones, this one is probably my favorite one. Simply for the fact that after a while, you look at the Tesseract, you look at the Mind Stone, all these other stones. To an extent, they all feel the same. The Time Stone, it's cool because it's basically time traveling, and it was cool like how it's like being portrayed. Like basically when he's practicing with the apple, how it's being eaten up, like because it's basically showing you the future and the past. How he keeps Mordo and Wong on the same part. And I also like that they learn how to like not fully take advantage of the whole time traveling because it's like yeah, it's fucking lazy because what's the whole point of all of this? They could just reverse time and use it to the advantage. But the ancient one, Tilda Swinton, um basically said like yeah, some things are just like meant to be. Like that's why when she died, she said yeah, it's time for me. It's just time for a new sorcerer to take over. And, you know, obviously Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange, decides to just take over, which, yeah, it is random as fuck, but it works just because it's Doctor freaking Strange. I didn't like Rachel McAdams in this movie that much, and I love Rachel McAdams, like, as an actress. She's really talented and she's hot. So, I really never had an issue with her in acting, but this is just she was just pretty pointless. She's basically what Natalie Portman was in the Thor movies. It's pretty obvious. So, and I'm guessing she's not coming back anytime soon, especially the way they ended up. Like, yeah, it's time for me to go again, once again. And, you know, that's the end for her, I guess, if she does come back or not. There's also been talks that there's not going to be another Doctor Strange movie. And, I gotta say, if you don't have another Doctor Strange movie, I get it. But the fact that they tease Mordo to be the main bad guy, is just, it takes it away from me. Unless if they have, like, a movie where Doctor Strange teams up with some Avengers and Mordo's the villain. Like, if you get that kind of movie, then it'll definitely work out for the better. Um, yeah, and I was really digging like the actions. The action scenes are probably the best part of this whole movie. Benedict Cumberbatch is the perfect Doctor Strange. First of all, he looks like him. I mean, what hasn't Doctor Benedict Cumberbatch been? He's been in like almost every big franchise. What is it? The Hobbit. He was in. He wasn't in Star Wars yet. I'll say that. He was in Star Trek. He played Khan, which we all know how that turned out. So yeah, it was just insane. Just how great of a actor Benedict Cumberbatch is, and the fact that they could afford him because Benedict Cumberbatch looked like a type of independent actor, but he's basically the next Robert Downey Jr. in the sense, or next Tony Stark in this case, because basically it's a cocky guy who's too good at his job, and he gets cocky. He treats other people not the same. He kind of like takes over, and then once he's in trouble, he starts embracing himself. And plus, both Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch are in Sherlock Holmes, so you know that's insane. So yeah, I think this movie, it's a fun movie to watch. It's a good time to watch the movie. It's just a really great movie. As far as the pacing goes, it's just really bad. It's just how everything with this character just goes fast, fast, fast. So, and I'm cool with like if we continue this universe. Hopefully, they're not Sword of the Dark World bad. I really do hope that if we do get sequels, they improve on this one. So overall, I really don't hate this movie. A lot of people. One more thing. People complain that Tilda Swinton plays the Ancient One and not an actual Asian lady. And to that extent, I agree. I agree that they should like expand on like who they are. Like, you know, they want to talk about diversity. I think they should have gotten like an Asian like actress to play this role. If they didn't do it, I was cool with it. I didn't really hate it. Plus, Tilda Swinton was pretty good. She added a lot to this movie, so I really thought it was fine. This is a fun movie to enjoy. It's a good sit through. It's a good watch, definitely for sure. But again, I feel like I've seen it before, like with Ant-Man and Iron Man. It's basically following the same MCU origins formula. And again, once you get more origin stories down the road, Marvel, I hope you guys don't fully copy what you guys have already done. Black Panther did do that, but they actually stretched out what Wakanda was about, and they even got a better villain than usual. So Black Panther, at least they like tweak things up just to make it a bigger improvement and make it a much better movie. So yeah, this was again, this is one of the best ones in the MCU for sure. But yeah, I would definitely say it's it has its issues just like any other movie. So yeah, overall, I think I just recommend you guys to just check it out. Anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince, here to finally end this movie review. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Next up, Guardians, Homecoming, and Thor. Until then, I'm out.